Party. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
Today we're taking a look at a lovely game of lovely people, Caesar and Cleopatra, when they were not getting along.
Things are rough.
This originally came out, I believe, in 97, according to the back of the box here. In part of the Cosmos 2-player line. Now it's part of the Cosmos 2-player line. It's been redone.
It's a whole different thing.
It is almost the exact same game, if you've played that one, which most of you probably have not, with the difference of instead of cards, there's tokens you pull from a bag.
Right, and there's a few differences actually, which we can get into after you guys know how to play. But it had been so long since I played the original one that I felt the same way. I'm like, this is the same game pretty much. There's actually a lot of little changes, and I had to look them up.
All right,
because it's been so long.
Well, let's take a look at how it plays. We'll be right back. The goal of the game is to get these different patricians out here. Each one that you win is worth 1 point. If you win a majority of a group, you get an extra point. And if you win all of a group, you get an extra point. And also, at the beginning of the game, each player is going to get a mission. So my magician might have the most depredators. And then you'll also get 2 points if you accomplish your mission card. Each player has 2 decks. So this is Cleopatra's deck. You have an action card deck here. And you have influence deck here. You're going to start with 1 through 5 from the influence deck in your hand. And at the beginning, you'll start with Cleopatra's Veto, though if you play advanced, you can pick any action card you want for your hand of cards. On a turn, you're going to play one of your influence cards in front of one of the groups face up and one in front of the groups face down. They can be in front of the same group or not. It's completely up to you. And you alternately can play an action card. Like maybe this one says, remove all influence cards from below one group, both your opponent's cards and your own. Or just remove one of Caesar's influence cards, face up or face down, assassination. Or reveal all of Caesar's influence cards below one group. So you have action cards that you can do. When you're finished with that, you're going to be drawing from this bag. And in this bag are different tokens that match the different cards here, the different groups. When you pull one of a color, there's going to be a vote of confidence. And there's 2 tokens in here. A gray one, nothing happens. And a black one, there's no vote either. And you also take all the tokens and throw them back in the bag. When there is a vote of confidence, you're going to reveal all the cards on both sides of a group. And whoever has the highest value, unless there is a P involved, in which case it's the lowest value, if there's whoever has the highest value is going to win one of them, and they have to take their highest card off and discard it. And whoever loses will get rid of their lowest value card. And if there's a tie, nobody gets it, and we keep going on. And we're going to keep doing that until all the patrician cards have been won. And at that point, we score, like I mentioned earlier, and whoever has the highest points is the winner. All right, what are these changes?
All right, so the changes are, it used to be that the game was, you'd have like a passive or an active kind of turn, and now it's just every turn you play 1 card face up, 1 card face down. That's different, okay?
That's better.
It's much better in my opinion, yes. You now have a 6-card hand at the beginning, and one of them is already an action card. I think that's better. Used to be you'd arrange your deck of action cards, so you knew what was coming up, but you had all this front-loaded sort of...
Yeah.
And now it's just you shuffle the action cards. They're there. When you want to draw from it, you can do so. Much better, way friendlier to new players especially. The secret goals in the game are more varied. It used to be was just control this kind or control this kind. Now it's have this one and this one.
Oh, I see.
They've changed it up a little bit. And that's better. There's a little more variety. The game has a little bit more bluffing because of the face-up and face-down stuff. It's just feels a little lighter, it feels a little kind of snappier. The artwork is considerably different, in my opinion, much, much better. And then they've also made the theme and some of the thematic things included friendlier, let's say.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly family-friendly, which is actually one of the reasons it didn't stay in the Dice Tower library.
Yeah. And they kind of... did themselves a disservice by attempting to be not edgy. I don't think they were being edgy. I think they were just kind of being historical without a good reason, really.
I agree.
And now you can play now with a lot more people, and I think the game feels much more modern. I think they did a good job bringing it up to speed.
So the game is definitely a back-and-forth two-player. Back in the day, or even now if I played this, I would say, this feels like a Cosmos two-player game.
Yeah.
Because it really does.
Yeah.
The back-and-forth trying to control things, it feels like if you like games like Lost Cities and such, this makes sense in that regard. And this was, back in the day, I thought, one of the better games in that series.
I agree.
And all those changes you made, and you're right, I remember them as you say them.
It's funny because, again, I had to look this stuff up, right? But as we played, I thought, yeah, I remember this game, and I think I just forgot the fine points, and this felt right. So I'm like, yeah, this must have been what it was.
That's true. I don't think anyone's going to say, well, go back and play the original.
Sure, and you don't need to. This game does a great job supplanting that original game in every aspect. I can't point at any one thing they did here and think to myself, I liked it better the first time around. There's no one aspect I feel that way about.
What you got to do in this game is you have to be a little better than your opponent. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not. I don't know that you'll ever have like a crushing victory because you're going to win some things.
Sure.
But it's fun to try to pull the rug out like, you thought this was the most, it's actually the least. And you both know that the other person starts with a veto card, at least in the base game.
Right.
When in advance you can pick your special card.
Right.
But you know that veto card's there, so you know they can cancel something.
Right.
But you're trying to push them, please cancel this. So that
it has a little bit of a mind bug feel, doesn't it? At first, where it's like, you want to cancel this one? No? Oh, I was hoping you would because I got a better thing, that I got coming. It does have that fun tension. There's that neat kind of, when will this trigger thing, that push your luck, a little bit of riding it out and hoping that things happen at the right time to benefit you. So there's still some of that lightness to it. Things might still kind of surprise you. But I agree, and there's a lot of bluffing in there too, a lot of face-down cards, a lot of ways to reveal those cards, which is fun as well. The whole thing feels snappy, I think. It's got a good back and forth.
Except, I think the end sometimes, there's some weirdness sometimes to the end. I think it fizzles a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's bad because the game is not long. It's just 40 minutes. I'm talking like the last 5 minutes of the game. Sometimes you're like, all right, come on, let's just score this last one.
Yeah.
And finish up this last group or the last two cards from two groups on the table. And I don't mind all that. I'm just saying that I think it's most interesting when at the beginning.
Yeah. No, I agree. You have the pulling gets a little sort of like, yeah, okay, come on, let's finish this out.
That being said, the pulling isn't onerous and it makes it easy. You pull stuff out, gray and black. You're both like, okay, nothing's happening this round.
Yeah.
And then black throws the tokens back in. The theme is barely there.
Sure.
The Caesar Cleopatra, whatever. You're fighting for control of the Senate. I don't know that Cleopatra was ever doing that. But it is a solid two-player back-and-forth game. I enjoy it. I give it a 7. It's been not 20 years since I played it, but it's
close.
When did it come out again?
97.
97. Yeah, I probably played it 2000. Oh, maybe it has been 20 years. I played it a decent amount when it came out. I remember that.
Guess you're right. Gosh.
Yeah. But I think this new version will reach a lot of people. They said it on the back, 350,000 copies sold worldwide. So it was obviously very popular. Hopefully, with more games out, there's just more out there. But there's not a lot of good two-player games like this.
Yeah, it's got a good back and forth, right? And I think the biggest thing that the game gets away with is that it doesn't feel like a 25, 30-year-old game.
That's true.
Is it the best game ever? No. It's, like you said, it's a little flat at the end. It can be a little repetitive. The back and forth is good. 45 minutes or longer. It says 40, but, it might take a little bit longer. You're like, all right, it becomes a little repetitive. But it's a solid game. I went back and checked what I gave the old one, and I had it at a 6 out of 10. This is, I think, better. So I'm coming down at the same score, 7 out of 10 from me. And I think if you are a fan of head-to-head sort of tug-of-war-ish card games, I think you'll like it.
Well, there you go, folks. That's Caesar and Cleopatra. I'm Don Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm also Cleopatra.
And I'm Caesar.
Wait, what?
The pizza.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.